Alright, what is up? This is SLOplays, and I am back at it again with some more Dragon Ball Sparking Zero free update content. That is right, my friends. The prodigal son returned. We have waited for this moment, and Sparking Zero, it's back. It really is back, okay? You know, before we would say, oh, we're so back, you know, when a new DLC drops or they did some kind of update that changed up the game or, you know, improved certain gameplay mechanics. No, this right here, we are truly back, okay? Not 100% yet because we got to wait for all the content to come throughout the year, and I'll break down and go over that roadmap in a bit here, but let's go over what to expect now, okay? What's happening now? All right, today is the 25th. Now, tomorrow, I believe early in the morning, depending on where you live, because in Japan, it's going to be the 26th, a free update will be added on January 26th, available on select platforms, pretty much everything but Switch. Yes, I know, Switch is kind of lagging behind, but you know, let them cook. Give them some time. A free update will add a new single-player mode called Mission 100. Now, if you are a veteran, an OG Tenkaichi player, right? Mission 100 is a very familiar mode. This is a mode that we used to have back in the day. Basically, and essentially, what this mode was a challenge mode, like a gauntlet type of tower type of thing. You know, you climb the tower, right? It starts off at the first mission, and they're all themed, by the way. So as you can see, this is an example of what you're seeing here on Mission 100. You have the crane and turtle style, okay? As you can see, these are OG Dragon Ball related characters, or the human super warriors, if you want to call them that. And then they progressively get more and more difficult. You know, we have the Mount Pal's Gate, okay? We have Videl, Gohan, Goten, Wolf's natural enemy. Interesting. I like this, right? This is cool. So we have Yamcha, a Cyberman, right? Android 19, and Turles. I always, I need to say his name more because I'm always fucking around with it. And then of course at number 4 here, we have those who took on Vegeta. We have Kid Gohan, with the bowl cut, Krillin, Yajirobe, and then Goku. And then that 5th one, I can't see the name of it, but the theme is probably Frieza soldiers. I'm seeing literally Frieza soldier generic 37. There's 2 of them. I think that's Kui with the purple head right there. I don't know if my head's covering it. I'm assuming that's Dodoria, and then we also have, I think that's Zarbon, okay? Again, this was a very small image that they had on stream, so I wasn't able to really see it too well. I just saw, okay, they're adding Mission 100, right? So this is pretty much exactly, looks like it's going to be the same shit, right? And it gets difficult, right? It gets harder and harder each time that you play through this. So the goal is to get to the, you know, 100th mission, right? The 100th battle. And that's probably going to be like some shit like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Ultra Instinct Goku, Vegito Blue on a team or some shit like that. And you're just going to get your ass beat, right? So for those of you that have wanted a challenge mode, a new mode that's single player that you can, you know, challenge yourself with and you know, get certain rankings and stuff, great. Now, if I recall correctly, in the old games, there were rewards, right? I don't know what they're going to be doing. It's probably going to be the same generic bullshit that they've been giving us because there still isn't any, like, you know, new rewards yet. And, you know, I'll go over that in just a second here, but you know, I don't know how they're going to handle it. We don't have a whole lot of information yet. It's coming tomorrow, so we will try it out. We will play it. I probably won't get very far. We're just going to be doing an overview gameplay of it. So when it comes to this patch, okay, because this is a large patch, right? Not only is it adding a brand new whole-ass game mode, but it's organizing things and changing things up. So we are on version 2017.016. I'm not going to read all that shit because it's too long. So this update will be implemented at, I think that's 5 p.m. JST, and maintenance will be carried out for like 3 hours, so that should be 8 p.m. JST, which the time conversion, I believe, from what I looked at, was 5 a.m. CST, so that would be 3 a.m. PST, and then 6 a.m. EST. Do your time conversions if you need to. It's, you know, pretty simple, right? Main menu, okay, game mode changes and adjustments. They're adding this thing called Ultimate Battle, right? It's been added to the main menu, and Custom Battle has been moved within Ultimate Battle, okay? So probably at the, you know, front, like right when you start up the game, you have Episode Battle. You used to have Custom Battle, right? And then the extreme raid boss, whatever the name of that was. I forgot. Shit. I forgot the name of the one that's like a raid, right? That one that's like a temporary thing. So I'm assuming all that's just going to be moved in the ultimate battle, because now that we have a new mode, we can, just select that, much easier, right? So Mission 100 is a new solo play mode, and it's been added within Ultimate Battle. So you go to Ultimate Battle, and then you can go to Custom Battle or Mission 100, right? For just Battle Mode, it added a Extreme level. Okay, a level higher than Super for computers on the level selection. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people have been wanting harder bosses, or not bosses, but like harder CPU, harder AI. There you go. And then in Custom Battle and Edit Mode, the maximum comm level has been raised to 21. So it looks like this whole update is to make the game more challenging for single players, okay? People who are not playing online that want to challenge, they've been listening. This is all stuff that, people have been asking for, right? So that's good. Battle system changes and adjustments. Again, I do not play this game online or competitively, so I'm not going to really understand, or I don't want to say understand, but, break this down to the point where I'm like, oh yeah, this is a good change. Like, I can't give you a legitimate, like a good opinion on this, if that even makes sense. Like, I'll just read it off. You guys can let me know if it's a good change or a bad change, but let's do it. Super Discernment increased the amount of energy recovered when deflecting a blast. I'm assuming they mean the Super Perception. The translations got weird. Rush Qigong Waves added the effect of reducing the opponent's ki when guarding a Rush Ki Wave. Jump Rush Ki Blast, reduce energy consumption. Dash Rush Ki Blast, reduce the amount of energy consumed when characters fire 7 or more shots. Smash Ki Blast, Super Smash Bros. Adjusted the phenomenon where some Smash Energy Blasts would not knock the opponent down even if they were hit repeatedly. Vanish attacking, Vanish attacking, and how did I fuck that up? Vanishing attack, my bad. Made it easier for tall characters to hit a follow-up vanishing attack on an opponent who is knocked down on the ground. Inability to act when energy is low. Okay, some counterattack actions that were previously available have been disabled. Interesting. The UI for button mashing is now displayed. Oh, I'm trying to remember. That's actually a crazy change. Yeah, right. That was not in the. That's okay. That's crazy, dude. That's one of those things that I completely forgot about. In the original games, whenever you got your ass beat, for example, or like you were low on energy, or I can't even really explain it too well, but like basically you would mash like circle or whatever, for example, so that when you do that, you could get back up, right? It was like in a sense, like recovering your stamina or something like that, right? Yeah, I don't recall that. I mean, it's been a while since I played Sparking Zero. It's been like a few, I would say like maybe a month since I last played, so I'm not noticing that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm assuming that's what they're talking about. And this is like one of those things, same thing with like showing the barriers on, the walls, the invisible walls that they didn't have in the original. Like so much of this stuff is just like, this game was unfinished as fuck, dude. Skill changes and adjustments, Fists of the Sun. The effect will not expire even if you approach an opponent using a Dragon Dash or Z Burst Dash while the effect is active. Blast adjustments and changes. Blast that fires light bullets and rays forward. Adjusted the hit detection behind the firing character. Charge type blast. Adjusted the likelihood of hitting when activated while in close contact with the opponent. Some Z searches that could be activated when canceled can no longer be activated. Okay. Explosive wave blast. Some Z searches that could not be activated when they were canceled can now be activated. Cell Max, the Max Bomb, they made it unblockable. Well, goddamn, Cell Max players, y'all got yourself a buff. Goddamn. Made that shit unblockable. Are they serious? Are they for real right now? Shop added bulk purchase function. That's great. See, these are like little quality of life changes in a sense, like a very, very small ones, right? So now in the shop, you can buy multiple things at a time, I guess, which is good. I'm hoping that's a hint at what they want to do in the future for this game. Sorry, I just did that and my cam got all fucked up. Apologies. But yeah, I'm hoping that's what this is leading into that in the future. So when they add new content later on, they're like, oh, new outfits and stuff, right? That you can unlock in the shop or something like that, right? That's what it would be. Player card. We have added maximum consecutive wins in ranked match single and maximum consecutive wins in ranked match DP to the current season and cumulative totals for ranked match. Okay. So yeah, man. It's that's a lot. It is actually a lot. It's been a while, right, since we got anything. So I'm glad that they're dropping this soon, because let's go over the roadmap just real quick. And I'll break this down more in a different video. I know people want me to talk more about the characters and everything. I'll save that for a different video. I want to focus on what's happening now first, and then we'll talk about that within the next coming days. So again, free update is this month for Mission 100. Fast forward a few months. In spring, probably around anywhere from March to May, we will get survival mode. Okay, so another challenge mode, right? Another free update, single player game mode. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that people have been asking for. And then we go to summer, which could be anywhere from late May to August. New DLC, okay? Probably won't have to wait too long. It looks like from what we saw in the gameplay of the trailer, most of the stuff is already done. They're probably working on patches and other things and polishing up the characters probably. So we just got a teaser, like a taste of what's to come. And we don't know how many characters are actually coming. They haven't really confirmed 100% anything yet. But yeah, the roadmap is looking very good. Now keep in mind, this roadmap is only going to the summer. So I'm assuming probably at the end of the year, they could do another announcement for what's coming in 2027. If they are making more content, I would assume they are. I feel like the game is popular enough to the point where if they're doing this stuff, right, they'll do more later on, right, with more free update related stuff. Okay, so released for Switch content in terms of their DLC. I know it's weird that it doesn't have the DLC. If you've noticed, if you've played the Switch version, you cannot get any of the DLC, right? None of the characters are in there. That's all dropping, I guess, I mean, at least for DLC 1 pretty soon. And then 2, 3, and then Shallot is going to be sometime around springish to summer. That's what I'm assuming. That's what's going on here on this chart. The reason I think they're doing that is because, you know how there's motion controls in the game? My assumption, and I don't know why I'm not a game developer. I have no idea how long that actually takes, but to map the controls correctly and get it functional in specific motions or specific attacks, obviously that's going to take a little bit more effort, but you know, a whole ass like 3 to 5 months just for that is kind of crazy. But I don't know, maybe there's literally one person working on the Switch version. I couldn't tell you. But yeah, that's everything that you need to know. Lots of good changes in terms of, I don't want to say lots of good changes, but good stuff coming for the game. We're going to try this out tomorrow. Until then, let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. Speculations, go for it in the comments. I'll be reading it. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like, subscribe to your channel, ring my notification bell. Peace out.
This is Broly, and you are watching SLOplays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet.